Mode.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our October council meeting. Today is the 8th of October. The time is now 10:09 a.m. I hereby call this meeting to order. A reminder to please silence your phones and keep a respectful atmosphere as we conduct our meeting. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilwoman Nicole Reynoso.
Present.
Councilman Rafael Pinedo.
Present.
Councilwoman Dina Cabral.
Present.
Vice Mayor Maureen Porras.
Here.
Mayor Christie Fraga.
Present.
Mayor, you have quorum.
Thank you very much. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance led by Councilwoman Cabral.
United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, we will now have our invocation, and today the invocation will be led by Pastor Miguel Menendez from Presencia Viva. Thank you for being here.
Thank you. Good morning, Mayor Fraga, council members, and everyone gathered here. We pause to thank you, Lord, for the gifts of this new day and the blessing of serving the city of Doral. We ask for your wisdom and guidance for every leader here, that their decisions will honor you and bless every resident. We pray for unity, for peace in our community, and for protection over our families. May this meeting be marked by respect, integrity, and a heart to serve. In Jesus' name we pray.
Amen. Thank you. Thank you. All right, we'll now move into our agenda order of business. Starting with the city manager's office. Do we have anything to add or delete?
No, Mayor.
Okay. City attorneys?
No, Madam Mayor.
Thank you very much. Councilman Pinedo?
I'm good. Thank you, Mayor.
Vice Mayor Porras?
Yes. I have a lay-down item, Connie, if you can pass it around. It is a donation to Due to Arts, and I would like to take this up first because based on this, I'm going to determine my poll items as well. You guys have the donation under the memo, the nonprofit letter, and again, this is under the sponsorship ordinance. And with that, I'll make a motion to accept as a lay-down item.
Okay, there's a motion on the table to lay down this item, a reminder of our charter and our code. Per the city charter, we do have a requirement to notify and to place items on the agenda by a certain time period. Otherwise, a lay down item requires 4/5 vote of the council. Additionally, the section of our code that provides for how items will be placed on the agenda requires that any item with a fiscal impact be done 2 weeks prior to the council meeting so that staff has an opportunity to review all the documents and make sure that, in this case, the sponsor, the recipient of the sponsorship funds has all of their licenses and everything in place. So with that, I will go ahead and wait to see if there's a second. If not-
Second.
Okay, there's a second on the table.
To help someone, yes.
Is there any additional comments? Okay, being none, Madam Clerk.
Motion to approve the lay-down item made by Vice Mayor Porras, seconded by Councilwoman Cabral. Vice Mayor Porras.
Yes.
Councilwoman Cabral.
Yes.
Councilman Pinedo.
No.
Councilwoman Reynoso.
No.
Mayor Fraga.
No.
Motion fails.
Okay, just a
Option
reminder
one.
that this item can come back next month with the proper notification of time so that everyone is informed. All right, any other items that you'd like to pull?
So with that, I will pull 6M.
For discussion, Vice Mayor?
For discussion, yes. And I'll be deferring 9B, since I believe we're going to have a conversation next week about property taxes, right?
We will be having our legislative workshop.
Yes.
For
And you know,
legislative
I
items.
had a great meeting with legislators this week, so I think it'll be a call for a better discussion next week for this item, so I'm going to defer it for now and, you
So
know.
I'm not going to be supportive of deferring it again. We are going to have a legislative workshop where we'll have a discussion, and then I'll be bringing an item forward in November based on that workshop that all of us will vote on for a cohesive, unified voice to the state about what our legislative priorities are. So you can bring that to the workshop, but we're not going to defer this till November, or at least I will not be supportive of that.
So you're keeping it in discussion is what you're saying?
Well, you can pull it, but I won't be supportive of a deferral.
Okay, well, it stays in discussion then. That's fine. I'm okay with that.
Okay. All right, anything else? Okay, just accept. All right, Councilwoman Reynoso.
No, Mayor, thank you.
Thank you. Councilwoman Cabral? No. All right. Madam City Clerk?
Nothing.
All right. I have nothing as well, so we will now move into our public comments. We will now open the floor for public comments. Each speaker will have 3 minutes to speak and address any item on this agenda or any other matter related to the city of Doral. Please begin by stating your name and address for the record, and ensure that you are registered with the city clerk once you speak, before or after. We will first hear from those who have pre-registered. To my understanding, there is none at this time, followed by any walk-in speakers who would like to speak. Once everyone has spoken, I will allow for any final comments or speakers who would like to address the council. As a reminder, in accordance with our city's code, we ask that all remarks be made in a respectful, courteous, and orderly manner. Personal attacks, offensive language, and disruptive behavior will not be permitted. Let's all work together to keep this as productive and as constructive for all. Public comments is now open. Anyone who would like to speak, please approach the podium. Okay. Being none, public comments is now closed. Madam Clerk, please let the record reflect that no one has chosen to speak at the public comment today. I will now need a motion on the consent agenda. Madam Clerk, can you please read the item?
It'll be all of the items on section 6 with the exception of 6M.
Okay, I need a motion.
Motion.
Motion to approve by Councilwoman Reynoso.
Second.
Second by Councilman Pinedo. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, Madam Clerk, let the record reflect that the consent agenda has passed unanimously. I now need a motion on the minutes.
Motion.
Motion by Councilwoman Reynoso.
Second.
Second by Councilman Pinedo. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Madam Clerk, let the record reflect that the minutes have passed unanimously. We will now go into the next item.
Item 8A, presentations, Keep Doral Beautiful Business Award.
Mr. Estrada, how are you doing today?
Doing great, thank you, Mayor. Good morning, Honorable Mayor, Vice Mayor, members of the City Council, Madam Manager, Mr. Deputy Manager, Mr. Attorney, Madam Clerk, and members of the audience, Edgar Estrada, Co-Compliance Director. This month, we are pleased to recognize DoubleTree by Hilton for their outstanding commitment to keeping Doral beautiful. The property for which they're being recognized for is located at 10250 Northwest 19th Street. DoubleTree by Hilton has been in the city of Doral for 6 years. This property is approximately 123,000 square feet, and the center has 45 employees. Hilton is one of the world's largest hospitality companies that recognizes its responsibility to create positive environmental and community impact by ensuring their properties and surrounding communities remain vibrant and resilient for generations of travelers. Some of the recent and ongoing improvements include completing landscape around the building, routine pressure cleaning of the exterior of the building, and periodic seal coating of the parking lot. It is with great pleasure that we name DoubleTree by Hilton for the Keep Doral Beautiful Business Award for their continued efforts to keeping Doral beautiful. Madam Mayor and Council, here to accept the award, we have two members of their team, Sophie Carbonell and Vanessa Vasallo, and I'd like to invite them up for a few words.
Of course. Welcome. Thank you for joining us and congratulations.
Good morning, everyone. On behalf of the DoubleTree, we thank you so much for the nomination, and we promise to continue to keep Doral beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Do you guys still have the warm chocolate chip cookies?
Yes. We do.
Should have brought us some. Just kidding. Coming up for a picture.
Congratulations. Thank you. Great job. Congrats.
Next time you're not allowed without Please come over here.
Super warm.
All right. All right, we move on to our discussion items. Madam
Discussion
Clerk?
item 9A, a resolution of the mayor and the city council of the city of Doral, Florida, repealing resolution number 14201, establishing a ticket policy, providing for adoption and implementation, incorporation of recitals, and an effective date.
All right, my dear colleagues, as you saw on the agenda, I provided a memo. As our amphitheater starts to kick off and in review of some of our code and policies, which I've been doing, it came across the ticket policy of which had been approved, I believe, in 2014. Unfortunately, the policy was not being followed really by any previous administrations or ourselves, so it was very complex, long, and really unnecessary on how much it required of us. So we decided to come up with a new ticket policy, of which I believe is much more straightforward and understanding. There's no ambiguity as to how the tickets could be distributed by the administration or by tickets that are given to us as complimentary tickets, which will be handled through my office. So the ticket policy is attached. I'm ready to answer any questions, as well as the city attorney who helped prepare this policy that we believe is more than sufficient to be able to comply with by each of our offices as well as the administration moving forward. If there's no comments, I just need a motion.
Motion.
Motion to approve by Councilwoman Reynoso,
Second.
second by Councilman Pinedo. If there's no additional comments, Madam Clerk, please call roll.
Motion to approve made by Councilwoman Reynoso, seconded by Councilman Pinedo. Councilwoman Reynoso?
Yes.
Councilman Pinedo?
Yes.
Councilman Cabral?
No.
Vice Mayor Porras? No. Mayor Fraga?
Yes.
Motion passes.
All right, thank you very much. We'll move on to the next item.
Next item, item 9B, a resolution of the mayor and the city council of the city of Doral, Florida, expressing support for state efforts to provide property tax reliefs to homeowners through a constitutional amendment, providing for transmittal, implementation, incorporation, recitals, and an effective date. This was deferred from the September 10th council meeting.
Okay, Councilwoman Porras. Again, we will be having a legislative workshop on October 16th at 5:30, of which there has been an agenda prepared, and all council members are encouraged to bring their items that we will transmit to Tallahassee as a unified voice and body. And so we can either take this up at the workshop, of which is one of the top priorities we'll be discussing, or you can go ahead and mention now what you like, and then we'll move forward.
Yeah, I think that's fine. We can take it up at the workshop.
Perfect. All right. No need to hear this item then. It's been
Thank you.
disposed of, and we'll move on.
Item 9C, discussion, request for an update on the farmer's market.
Okay. Councilwoman Reynoso, this is your item.
Thank you, Mayor. I believe through the city manager's office, there's an update.
Yes.
Thank you.
Good morning, Mayor. Parks and Recreation Director Michael Festa will give us an update on the farmer's market.
Welcome back.
Good morning, Madam Mayor, members of the council, Madam Manager, Mr. Attorney, Madam Clerk, and Mr. Deputy City Manager. So we have come back with a recommendation on a farmer's market. We have a presentation, 2 quick slides just to go over what we're recommending. Our first thing that we looked into was whether we could run it in-house. But this is a very niche activity. In order for it to be successful, it needs to be done on a consistent basis, which is very labor intensive for staff and for resources. So we have decided to outsource it. We reached out to 3 vendors, Miami Vendors, Miami Culinary Kitchen, and Florida Market Place Group. After discussions with them on their availability, their needs, and what we're looking for and what they're looking for, we have decided on a one-year pilot program basis to go with Miami Frienders, have the farmers market at Doral Central Park, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Saturdays, starting January 10th, going into March, maybe April, depending on weather, as a pilot program, with the goal for next year to revisit the agreement, and then either renewing with the vendor and starting in October or November and going through the nice weather into the spring. Any questions?
Thank you. Just have some comments. So I'm extremely excited about reaching this point. I think this is an excellent opportunity for our community. And just to be able to gather as neighbors on a Saturday coming now in January is going to be great. So thank you for all the effort, all of your department through the city manager's office as well, that this is actually coming to fruition. So I am excited. Thank you again.
Yes, we're excited. We're going to have a lot of activation at the park anyways, with the swim meets, the programming in the gym, the programming in the mornings. So we're going to expect a lot of foot traffic. The first few of the farmers markets, we will activate it with budgets, money that we already have in our budget, to attract additional people into the farmers market, to build that momentum, to keep it going and making it sustainable.
And please, the only thing that I ask for is a few weeks before. I know with the holidays and everything else that we're promoting, that we start promoting this a little bit earlier, like a save the date or something that we
Absolutely.
can really kick this off in the community.
Yeah, absolutely. We will.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Super excited for this. I love it.
I have a couple questions.
Oh, yes, go ahead, Vice Mayor Porras.
I think that the city used to do a farmer's market, right? Or used to have one?
No, we had a private one.
Or
We did offsite.
someone held one?
Yes, we did one on the property where the McDonald's is on 97th Avenue and 41st Street with the Cascal family on their property for a couple of, for like 2 years.
Okay, and that was into city held, okay. What are the costs for the, the vendor contractor that we're hiring to do this?
So there's no cost. It's going to be on a revenue share. They will charge a per tent fee, and then the city will collect 25% of that fee.
Okay, and what's the frequency of it?
Weekly,
Every Saturday?
every Saturday.
Every
Yep.
Saturday, okay,
9 to 1.
thank you.
All right, no problem.
All right, any additional questions? All right, being none, I don't think we need any motion or anything. Congratulations, guys. I'm really looking forward to this. Councilwoman Reynoso, great item. All right, moving on. Next item.
Item 9D, discussion, review and recommendations on skater classification and safety regulations within my municipal code.
All right, Councilman Pinedo, this is your item.
Thank you, Mayor. In response to increased community engagement and the growing presence of skate users, including skate clubs, inline skating races, and professional skaters on city streets and public right-of-way, there is a demonstrated need for a comprehensive policy framework that ensures both public safety and equitable access for this user group. The reason of this discussion is to certainly request to our city attorney and city manager to see if we can initiate some type of joint review of the city's existing municipal status concerning to skaters. We've certainly one of the following objectives or purposes, which will be number one, reclassification or redefinition of skaters. Look into whether current municipal code sufficiently accurately defines skaters, including but not limited to skateboarders, inline skaters, roller skaters, and other similar users. Recommend updates on reclassification to reflect better modern skate practices and the diversity of skate-related mobility. Obviously, we will need to look into safety regulations, assess the legal authority of the city to establish and enforce safety regulations for skaters on municipal roads, parks, and shared use paths. Also to explore the possibility of adopting safety measures similar to those outlined in the city's micromobility ordinance, including but not limited to helmet use, designated skate zones, right-of-way rules, and speed limits in certain occasions. Also to explore the possibility of adopting safety measures, well, I just mentioned now about the micromobility. So, and the main reason again is since there's an increase of participants when it comes to skating. I do it sometimes, for the record. I know Councilwoman Reynoso as well. So I think there is a need as well for us to take a look into this and hopefully update and reclassify our safety regulations and to hopefully do the skater classification as part of this safety regulation within our municipal code. So that's part of the request.
Any comments from administration, I believe, on this?
No, Mayor, I believe the city attorney is going to look into drafting the ordinance or resolution to.
Definitely will look into it, and we'll bring it back in November.
I appreciate it.
Yes.
Thank you.
I think Councilwoman Moreno has a comment.
Yes. So my comment is that this item is extremely important, and I'm so glad that my colleague brought it up and has continued to be so persistent in making sure this is followed through and implemented. At the end of the day, this is really for the safety of our children. There is a need to protect that population within our city. There is a safety that we need to provide and educate for this type of mobility, for lack of a better word. And I think it's a great item that should be implemented within our city so we can protect our children. So thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Any other additional comments? All right, we'll see something come back in November then that can be implemented into the code for additional measures. Thank you very much on that item. We'll move on. Do we need a motion or anything? I don't think so, right? Okay, we'll move on to 9E.
Item 9E, discussion naming or co-designating street road after Osvaldo Muñoz, El Venezolano.
Okay, Vice Mayor Porras, this is your item.
Thank you. So this discussion regards the naming or co-designation of a street after the late Osvaldo Muñoz, which I think everyone here knew. He was a great community leader, a key figure in the history of the Venezuelan diaspora in the U.S., and tragically, sadly, he passed away on July 25th of this year after a long battle with cancer. I know that many of us have had different interactions with him, and he was just someone that was very, very supportive of everything that the city was doing. And Mr. Muñoz was actually the founder, for those of you that were not familiar with him. He was the founder and editor of the community newspaper El Venezolano and El Venezolano TV, as well as other publications. He was a beloved figure who helped unite Venezuelans in South Florida. Most significantly in Doral, where he spent a lot of his time, and he had been doing this for several decades. El Venezolano became a beacon of hope and the voice for thousands of Venezuelans in exile. And given everything that's happening with TPS for Venezuela, I know that the city and a lot of my colleagues have already taken a position of support for our Venezuelan community, our immigrant community. I think that it's a gesture to honor people of Venezuelan descent like Osvaldo Muñoz. And he truly was a person that left a strong legacy that should be remembered. He was someone that really brought together a community, had many, many friends here, co-workers, partners, readers, a lot of people that considered him family, including myself. And he's left a really big body of work that will forever live through the pages of El Venezolano. And I think that, again, as the city prides itself in being one of the home of the largest group of residents of Venezuelan origin, and the fact that we also like to recognize and honor the Venezuelan American community, especially those who have made significant contributions to the cultural, economic, and social fabric of the city. I think that this is a great way to honor those contributions of Osvaldo Muñoz and El Venezolano. And I am proposing to have a discussion now so that we can direct the city manager and the attorney to look into several things. One would be, of course, the procedure for naming, co-designating a specific road for Osvaldo Muñoz. I know that sometimes it requires collaborating or discussion with the county, especially if it's a county road, that's one, and then of course the costs associated. If my colleagues are open to giving this honor and honoring the legacy of Osvaldo Muñoz. So I hope you guys can support it. Thank you.
Thank you, Vice Mayor Porras. So I think there may be comments. Is there any comments?
I do have a comment.
Yep, Councilman Reynoso.
It's more like a question. Has an application been filed for naming the street?
No, no. This would be a discussion, and then if you all agree to have the city manager and attorney kind of look into the process.
We have a process.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm getting there.
to look into the process and see if, one, if it's feasible, what the costs are, and if it's something that can be done.
So the reason why I asked if that application has been filed is because an application should be filed first, and this council discussion should come afterwards. So there's already a procedure for naming, renaming, co-designating a street, and that's in our code, and that's section 38-61. So if we can follow what has already been designated for us as a method of naming a street, then I can entertain a discussion. But this shouldn't have been the order of how this item should have been brought to the council.
Okay. Any additional comments would you like to address?
You can all comment and I can follow up.
Yep, so same. I actually went through this process with Max Salvador Way and his family. Is there anybody here from Osvaldo Millo's representative also, or is it just you bringing this?
No,
forward?
just me.
Okay, so I went through this process with Max Salvador, who was a founder, a true founder of our city. And when he passed and we did the code designation of the street, I did it with the family. We did the application process, went to Public Works, found the street, got the signatures. It's all designated in the code, the process. So, you know, I think it's unfair to put the burden on our staff. There is a process that you're welcome to follow along with people who would like to do this. I'm happy to support it. I knew Osvaldo very well, but I don't want to set a precedent of circumventing our code and our process for anyone because I think it sets a bad tone. So there is a process already established, and once that process goes through its course, then I'm definitely willing to entertain it and have no objection to it, but we do have to follow the rules. We're not above any rules or laws here. So I think, Councilman, do you have a copy of the code there?
I do.
Okay, so I don't know if you want to write it down, or it's section 38-61, procedures for naming and renaming or co-designating. If you want, we can have it sent to your office so that you can follow that and then work with the family or anyone who would like to support it, because you're gonna have to get signatures from everyone who abuts that street. All the property owners have to sign off. It's not just the city move forward and do it. I went through it with Max Salvador and his family, and we were able to accomplish it. So I look forward to seeing it come back and that we're able to do this for him. Any other comments?
Nope.
All right.
Okay, yep, no, that's fine.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll go ahead and move forward with that. All right, thank you very much. We move on to the next item.
Next item, item 9F, Advisory Boards, Committees, Commissions, Member Nominations. Mayor and Council, these are just some additional nominations that my office received.
Okay, this is just our advisory boards. I believe there was a couple left with the new process. I think most of them are already meeting and have met quorum. I just need a motion.
Motion.
Motion to approve by Councilwoman Pinedo,
Second.
second by Councilwoman Reynoso. Madam Clerk? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, Madam Clerk, let the record reflect that the motion has passed unanimously. All right, we will now go into the item that was pulled, which was item 6M.
Correct. I will read it into the record. One moment, Mayor. A resolution of the mayor and the city council of the city of Doral, Florida, authorizing municipal sponsorships to the Gloria M. Foundation in the amount of $1,000, Latin America U.S. Foundation in the amount of $1,000, Fondunife in the amount of $750, and Círculo de Escritores y Poetas Iberoamericanos, Inc. in the amount of $250, pursuant to Section 2-79 of the city's Code of Ordinances, providing for authorization, implementation, incorporation, and recitals, and an effective date. This was pulled by Vice Mayor Porras.
Okay, Vice Mayor Porras, this is your item.
Okay, so I wanted to put on record the process for this, right? Obviously, this is not the first time that we submit items for donations through the donation ordinance or the sponsorship ordinance. And this one I submitted, I believe at least within the deadline. And after I realized that I had left out an organization, a couple hours after I submitted it, past, let's say, 3, 4, I don't know, 5 hours after the deadline, I resubmitted the memo that included the additional funding that was $2,000, which I brought today as a lay-down item, which failed. So I know that the excuse was that the recipient needed to have all of their documentation ready. This is not a recipient that is new. This is someone that has worked with their city. They have all of their documents in line. And my edited or revised memo was turned down or rejected by the city manager because the $2,000 additional dollars was a substantial change in financing, essentially. So I just want to make sure that we get on record that an additional $2,000 is enough of a substantial change to reject any revision to anything that we submit. I just want to confirm that.
Okay, city manager's office?
Good morning. Vice Mayor, yes. Items that have a fiscal impact have to be in by 10 a.m. in the morning. I realize that it was an oversight in your office, but that is the rule that we have been following. You're welcome to place the item again on the November 12th agenda, and which is what I responded to Sarit when he sent the memo, that it would have to go on the November 12th agenda only because it hadn't met the deadline.
Yeah, and so just to confirm, again, this was a memo that had been submitted already with all of the financial impacts to all of the organizations, and a revision to add an additional organization with $2,000 was rejected because the change was a substantial amount. So I just want to make sure that it's on the record. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, I think Council Moreno still has a comment.
Yes, I have a comment. My question is, for donations, what is the maximum amount we can donate to an organization?
I have to review the policy.
Yes.
I'm
My
sorry,
que-
Councilwoman.
It's okay, through the mayor. What is the maximum amount through our offices that we can donate to an organization?
What is it now?
I would have to look at the code.
It's 5,000.
I'm not familiar. I have to, the attorney's looking up the code real quick.
Okay. So, to me, substantial would not mean, I have to do my math here, 2,000, I have finance here. So $2,000 out of 5,000 is 20%, 40%, 20%? Yeah, I studied law, I didn't study math. So that's not substantial when you're considering the scope, the limitation of what you're applying the amount to. When we're talking about bigger things, let's say salaries, capital improvement projects, whatever it may be, 2,000 may not be that substantial in that course. So I think we have to be very careful with how we present our information and make sure it's just fitting into the subject matter and what we're trying to explain. Because when the max amount is $5,000, $2,000 is not substantial when that is our max. And I want to also tell you that it's not the subject matter that is being really debated, it's the timing. I know when I started, the timing of my item was a very, very hot topic. So I think we're just trying to be straight across the board as to what's accepted and what's not and when, especially when it has to do with just the timing offset that we have for this rule of when items are submitted or not.
Through the mayor, Councilwoman, the max is, you're correct, 5,000, and the minimum is 500.
Thank you.
So are you, does that
I'm
conclude?
done.
Okay, thank
Thank
you.
you.
So for me, I think that, first of all, Madam City Manager, have you rejected other members' items minutes after the 10 a.m. deadline
Yes, ma'am.
recently?
Recently.
Okay.
Me.
Councilman? Yeah, believe me.
Councilman
Mine
and
too.
Councilwoman Reynoso's items as well.
Yes.
Yes.
So we have rules, we have policies, we have a code that we follow. And the purpose for having these procedures is because there's a lot of work that comes through the desk of most of our directors and our manager. And for us to all be prepared and make sure that the procedures are followed and that items are vetted, especially when they have to do with taxpayer money, whether it's $500, $2,000, $5,000, or $1 million, it has to go through the right process. We have to make sure that the organization receiving the funds have their licenses, they're not in violation. It's a process that exists for the purpose of protecting taxpayer funds. And it's unfair to our staff to give it to them a day before, 2 days before. Not that that's the case here, but the reason we've set parameters so that they have 2 weeks to review is because it's not one council member, there's 5 of us. And then it's not one department, there's 10 departments. And there's a lot of moving pieces. So I understand the concern. We've all had our items rejected minutes after submitting after 10 a.m. But we must all be treated the same. We must all be treated equitably, and our staff is treated the same way as we should be treated. We're not above anyone else. I don't believe I am. So I understand it's frustrating, and it may have been 5 hours after you had submitted your item that your legislative analyst realized that they had missed an item. But this doesn't preclude you from bringing it next month, where we're able to then vet it correctly, make sure it goes through the proper process, and then approve it. So I understand, and I realize what you want to put on the record, but the truth is that this is about following the process and our code, and it's unfair to put our manager in a position where she rejects someone for a 10-minute delay and then says yes to someone because the memo was in, but something was missing. We have to be consistent because fairness is subjective. It needs to be consistent, and our code provides that consistency. So I just want to clarify the record on that.
Okay, I have some follow-ups.
Okay.
So to Councilman Reynoso, I'm not sure if you understood what I said, but I think you proved my point that 2,000 is not a substantial amount. But anyway, regardless, I wanted to make sure that we had on record that editing an item that was already on the agenda by $2,000 was substantial enough to reject it, which is the first thing. Secondly, we have rules, but we also have exceptions, right? And that is why a laid down item exception exists, which is what I used today, which is what many of you have brought up on the dais and I have supported. So it's very disappointing that you didn't want to support this, and that's okay. So when we talk about the rules, of course, we're following the rules, and me bringing it down as a laid down item was also me following the rules, right? You have your right to reject, anything I bring up for whatever reasons you want. But I just want to clarify that I did follow the proper procedure. And since, I accepted the rejection from the city manager, which is fine. And again, I just wanted to clarify that $2,000 or a change of $2,000 on an item that already existed is substantial enough to reject it. So I think you guys agree with that. So I just want to put it on the record. Thank you.
Okay, just final comment, because again, I just want to make sure that no one here is trying to play a victim card. We need to be consistent with each other and hold ourselves accountable, because who else holds us accountable than ourselves to the public? So section 4.10 of the city council agendas, section E, which talks about laydowns. The city council shall not consider items that are presented by the city council member at a regular meeting that are not submitted pursuant to this section. There shall be an exemption for city council items that are found to be an emergency by an affirmative vote of no less than 4 members of the city council. An emergency specifically relates to the public health, safety, and welfare. In finding that the matter is an emergency under this section, the city code shall make a specific finding as to the nature of the emergency. Would you like to tell me what the emergency for the $2,000 to the organization is?
So we have approved laydown items that are not emergencies. If you want to start justifying those, then we can go all day, seriously. But I'm letting you all know that I have been very supportive of laydown items, because I understand the complexity with deadlines, and I understand that we need to get these things done. But again, you all have the right to reject it, which you did, and I'm simply putting on the record that a $2,000 change to an item that already existed is substantial enough to reject it, and that's it. With that, I will make a motion to approve.
Okay, motion to approve item 6M by Vice Mayor Porras. If there's no additional comments, we need a second. And then
Second.
second by Councilwoman Cabral. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Motion to approve made by Vice Mayor Porras, seconded by Councilwoman Cabral. Vice Mayor Porras?
Yes.
Councilwoman Cabral?
Yes.
Councilwoman Reynoso?
Yes.
Councilwoman Pinedo?
Yes.
Mayor Fraga?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Okay, we'll move on now to, I believe we're already on reports, correct?
Mayor's report.
Okay. All right. So for this month, first, as you may notice, we're mostly all wearing pink. This is in recognition of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So obviously bringing light to a disease that has taken many and that has advanced tremendously when caught early. So we want to encourage women to get tested. I know, Councilman Pinedo, this is a very close item to your heart, as we all loved your mom very much. And she lost her battle to cancer. So I just wanted to bring recognition to Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And if you would like to say anything, you're more than welcome to, of course. And then on a more lighter note, I want to remind everyone and invite them. This is a very exciting month for us. So for Wednesday, October 22nd, it's our first golf tournament for the city of Doral. We are doing this to raise funds for Parks and Police for Kids. So far, we've had great success, but we could have a couple more registered golf teams. So if there's anybody out there who likes to play golf and would like to do it to raise money for a great cause, this is our fundraising arm of the city. It's run by a board of our residents, and we decided to try and find ways to raise more funds so we don't have to cut programming. Unfortunately, this organization has been funded through general fund for quite some time. And so as we try and find ways to be more fiscally responsible, efficient, and continue to provide the best and most quality services to our community, we're looking at ways to partner with the private sector, raise funds, and make sure that we continue to provide services to our children at risk through our police department. So please join us at the Trump National Doral on October 22nd for a golf tournament. On Thursday, October 23rd, I'll be sharing our 2025 State of the City address. So you're all invited. Our community's invited to join us. This is an open event. No need to register or buy tickets. It's completely open and free to the community, all sponsored by private sector funds. So please come and enjoy a recap of our great accomplishments this year and what to expect for the future in our city. And then we culminate the weekend on Friday, October 24th with our inaugural Mayor and Chiefs Gala. This will also take place at the Trump, and this is also to raise funds for Parks and Police for Kids. I can't wait to share how much we've raised. It's been a feat, but we did this in basically 3 months, and we hope to be able to have much more time to do it next year so that it's even more successful, so we can raise more funds and have more programming that's not paid for with taxpayer funds. So we're very excited for this. Thank you to everybody who's helped, Councilman Pinedo, Councilman Reynoso, who I know made calls to help us raise money. This is so important to us. No other council or mayor has ever done something like this to raise funds for our community from the private sector. So I'm very grateful. Our chief secured the title sponsor, $40,000. So thanks, Chief. That was amazing to help us with that. So I look forward to celebrating with you all at the gala, at the golf tournament, and of course at our State of the City. And I look forward to seeing our community come out and celebrate with us the great accomplishments of our city. And lastly, I hope you all have a great Columbus Day weekend. Coming up, we will be closed on Monday, October 13th, in observance of Columbus Day, also known as Indigenous Peoples Day. So please make sure to, if you need to come into City Hall for something, that you come in before or after. And that is all for my mayor's report. I think we move on now to, or if anyone else has any comment. Councilman Pinedo, did you want to say something about Breast Cancer Awareness Month?
Thank you, Mayor. I just want to, no, and thank you for actually making the comment. And yes, as you all know, my mom passed away last year due to cancer, and she actually was a breast cancer survivor for about almost 20 years before actually got and had the lung cancer. So I just want to thank everyone that is out there helping others, raising money for families. Sometimes family, we have to keep in mind, sometimes families, they don't have not only the resources, but sometimes they don't even have healthcare insurance. So we're grateful and blessed that there are organizations out there like the Jackson System Health, that they're continuing to help a lot of people battling cancer with or without resources. They're great doctors out there. So those are the real heroes, because sometimes we don't realize all the work that goes inside those hospitals when they're treating patients with cancer. So I know that everyone that is here at least know someone that right now is battling cancer, or that unfortunately had passed away due to this terrible disease. So let's just keep praying for those that are right now battling the cancer, and let's continue to help and increase the awareness, because this is something that doesn't see any ages, race, happen to men, women. So, and it can happen to anybody of us. So let's just continue the efforts that we have been doing as a city for the past years. I know that it is an important cause for all of us, and certainly I will always be supportive of this cause.
Thank you,
Thank you, Mayor.
Councilman. All right, I believe we actually have an advisory board report from our Military Affairs Advisory Board.
Yes, item 11A, Military Affairs Advisory Board, September report.
I forgot you were back there, Bill, sorry.
Good morning, Madam Mayor, council members, staff, chief of police. My name is William Bill Watts. I'm the chair for the Doral Military Advisory Committee. I'm here this morning in support of guidance for the Military and Veterans Family Day and Health Fair, which will be held on November 2nd at Doral Glades Park, as well as a sponsor of a table at the Marine Corps Ball in November. The Military Advisory Board requests the City and Council support the guidance for Military and Veterans Family Day and Health Fair event on Sunday, November 2nd. The Military Advisory Board requests the use of Doral Glades Park from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. with the use of the general grass area, a large pavilion for the vendors, the indoor multi-purpose room for the health fair, which will be put on by the Miami VA Hospital, and the park's ground to display vehicles. The board also requests the use of the ramp and lake for VetInfo's veteran fishing boat and kayaks. The Military Advisory Board formally requests a $5,000 budget for the use of food and services. The board requests city support staff to conduct outreach as done in previous years for additional foods and services. This includes Little Caesars for potential donation of 10 to 15 pizzas and a DJ. The board will conduct outreach to Jersey Mike's and Publix and file paperwork for Miami-Dade County Fire Truck, the Doral Police Chaplain, and displays of motorcycles. The Miami-Dade Animal Care Pets for Vets adoption truck. The board will also conduct recreation for donation of bounce houses and previous vendors that have supported this event. The board will conduct outreach to the Young Marines unit in Doral to provide color guard, and the Young Marines and Sweetwater Civil Air Patrol units for volunteers in the park, set up, tear down, and clean up. The board has conducted outreach with Mission Barbecue again this year, requested cost for 250 meals and 2 servers, and Bam Bam, the Mission Barbecue 5-ton Armo Cargy truck for display. The board will work with VetInfo and the city public affairs officer for advertising and sign up for the Family Day event. As a separate event, we also request city and council to support for the U.S. Southern Command Marine Corps Birthday Ball to celebrate the 250 years at the Hyatt Regency at downtown Miami on November 22nd, 2025 at 7 p.m. We request the city to sponsor a table at the ball as a diamond sponsor of $5,000, which consists of 10 tickets and 1 table for the city of Doral. This sponsorship includes the city logo placement in the event program. This is important to the board as Doral is the host to the U.S. Marine Corps element at the U.S. Southern Command. City involvement and support is a must as home to these military units. Ideally, 10 tickets would be distributed to the 5 primary board members and 5 council members or employees as council see fit. Spouses plus 1 invitee would be at additional cost to the 10 primary attendees. Or if the city sees fit, to sponsor an additional table or individual tickets. I thank you for your time.
Thank you, Bill. I just have a couple comments, and I did speak to Bill previously, and I spoke to some of the other board members to let them know. I have no issue with the $5,000 for the Veterans Family Day. I actually would love for this to become like an event that we do every year, so you don't have to come and ask every year. It should be budgeted for to the board. I know you guys have really taken and spearheaded this, and I want to recognize other veterans in the room. Peter Espinosa, who's a veteran who does the Veterans Breakfast with you and Vet Info. Alex, too. Thank you very much for everything you guys do in our community. So I think the Veterans Day is wonderful. And I'm fully supportive of that. And I believe you're already working with Parks, and that's moving forward, and we have a date and the whole thing. So today we'll go ahead and approve the $5,000 so that you can have the funds that you need to make sure that it goes out without a hitch. And I know you go out and get sponsors too. I do have an issue with the sponsorship of $5,000 for a table coming from the board, because I don't want to set a precedent. We have a lot of boards, and then every board is going to want to go to some event, and it's $5,000 here, $5,000 there, and you know it starts to add up quite a bit. Again, this is why I took on the initiative this year to try and raise funds for PPPK and try and move some of the funding that we do for CBOs and excess funding for programs and services that are not our primary source of responsibility as a city, to move that into more private sector, so we're not using general funds as we prepare for any changes that could come down the pipeline. Because cutting essential services is not an option. So as we prepare for that, I don't want to set the bad precedent, and then now all the boards come and start asking us for tables. So we had already purchased a table or a sponsorship for the ball for council, because it is within our city and we had been invited. So I believe the city does have a sponsorship already, and it's a table, and it includes the 10 tickets that are usually extended to council. What I had said was, and now with the new ticket policy, any council member who can't go with their +1, we will first extend to the board to be able to join us. And you have my word that I will make sure that happens. And I also talked to William Fitzgerald and told him I'm going to try and find a sponsor who will pay for a table for you guys to go if everybody decides to go from the council. So I just wanted to make sure I put that on the record, because I think it's important so that not all the boards don't go getting an idea of finding an organization or an event that they want to be at paid for by the city. Okay, I hope you all understand.
Oh, definitely, Mayor, and I thank you very much for those comments. And I want to thank you all for your continued support of the veterans in the community. There's about 1,000 that live here in the city of Doral, and we have U.S. Southern Command right here. And it's very important that the community and the council all know that we're here. We're an active part of Doral. And we just want to continue to do what we do, make Doral also a fun place to live and play for the military and the veterans that live here. Thank you again for your support.
You are, I would say, I dare to say, our most active board. Yes, Connie? Yep. So we very much appreciate what you do, and we know it's such an important role that is played within our community, being that we are home to Southcom. So I'm very appreciative not only of the service that you all have given to our country, but the service you give to our city as well after, and making sure that veterans are taken care of. So God bless you. Thank you very much, Bill. Anybody else have any comments? All right. Thank you very much. So do you need a motion for the $5,000?
What I have is by consensus, council requested to make the Military Family Day event a signature city event for the following year, and an approval of $5,000 for this year.
Yes, however, I do want the board to stay involved. I want this to be their event. So I don't want us to take it over completely. They should be their responsibility. And I think it shows a sense of involvement, encouragement. They go out and get sponsors. I don't want to take that away from them. But I do want to make it a signature that you don't have to come and ask us for the $5,000 every year. You know that it's there. Let's coordinate it and make sure that there's a reserved date for the park, everything that they do, but don't take it away from them from organizing it. I think it gives them a sense of purpose as a board. Good? All right. Anything else? All right, let's move on. Madam City Manager's report.
Good morning, Mayor, council members. As part of my report, I would like to make a special recognition. If I could please have Code Compliance Director Edgar Estrada come up. So, So I have a habit of writing talking points down when I'm going to speak, but everyone kept telling me to go ahead and speak from the heart, which I'm going to do. I met Edgar in 2014 when I started working here. He was a young man.
Young man.
And yes.
He's my age, so you better say that.
But he was about 11 and a half years younger. And so was I. And I saw him grow during the 5 years that I spent here under Adam Temple, and then grow into his role as code compliance director. Since I've been back, he's such a valuable member of our team, and I'm it's a bittersweet moment for me because I understand his desire to grow and to go on to a bigger department in another municipality and better opportunities. But I also know that we're going to miss him terribly. He's been here for 15 years. He just got his 15-year pin, and again, I this is not goodbye, it's farewell. Come back anytime, and we'll miss you, and we're always here for you, Edgar. And with that, I'd like to do a if you could come up so you can take a picture.
Why don't we go down? So the department that, believe his department is here too. We can all do a picture. Before we do that, does that conclude your comments, Frank? You're gonna say anything? Come on. You're always so loud over there.
Yeah,
It's like,
you know,
stop
you know I
talking.
don't take the opportunity too often, but with this one, I will take a moment of personal privilege. I want to congratulate Edgar, wish him all the best in the next phase of his career. You have been an incredible part of and team member. You've been an incredible part of the family and an incredible friend to me. I've counted on you a lot, and you've always provided your input, and it's always been well received. So for that, I thank you for your friendship, the dedication to the city, and all you have given the city of Doral and your team members. So best of luck in this next phase of your career. I know you'll continue to leave your mark in public service. The only thing I ask is that you take what you've learned with the Legacy League and leave your mark out there with a piece of that. So thank you and good luck.
So Edgar, if you want to go ahead and say something, that
Yes,
would be.
please, thank you. I'll do my best to not get too emotional up here, but I want to thank everyone, the council, the mayor, all the management that has overseen me over these past 16 years, actually, counting my part-time experience. But I just want to thank everyone from the bottom of my heart. I love this city. I wasn't looking to leave, and I've told that to numerous people. I was not looking. But sometimes opportunities come in front of you that are just hard to pass up. You can't say no to. I guarantee you that I will take everything that I've learned here. I grew up here as a professional, as an adult. Life's biggest moments have happened while I've been employed here. And I've grown so much. I take public service very serious. I've always treated government as something that I've wanted to change people's perception of what government work is. I'm in code enforcement. Nobody likes code enforcement. No offense, guys. I love you, but the people out there don't really know what we do, and I've always felt that it's important to put customer service at the forefront of what we do, especially in code, and to change people's minds on what it is that we do. So I just want to thank everyone. I want to thank my team members that are presently here. You guys should be out on the road, but thank you for joining me. I want to
Someone's
thank.
getting away with a violation today, for sure.
I honestly want to thank my team members, my colleagues, my fellow directors, everyone that I've worked with in the past, every single city council member that has been up there, every mayor that's been up there. I've felt nothing but support for what I do, for what we do. So I want to show that gratitude. All I have is gratitude for this city. I will never say anything negative about this city. I've enjoyed every single day that I've been here. Even though the lower moments of my life that I've experienced as well, I show nothing but gratitude and appreciation. And the residents as well. I love the residents here. And I've made relationships with many residents here as well. So I thank you for keeping me in business as well. But thank you so much. I really appreciate this gesture, this opportunity to come up and say a few words. But thank you for everything.
Edgar, I want to give an opportunity to the council members to wish you the best, but I'm going to usually wait to speak last. But I do want to say, I've known you also now for about 14 years. And when Zeta told me that you were leaving, it was really tough because I think that it's a very unique job that you do. And there's a certain temperament that it needs to come with. And I just want to thank you for your professionalism, even in moments where I know we've wanted to, you want to yell through the screen at emails that you get that may be very frustrating because people don't understand the work that sometimes has to be done. You take it so politely and explain, and I think the residents very much appreciate that. And I always got nothing but compliments about you and how you handled situations. And when there was, a hard solution to find, you found it. Or there was a hard path to a solution, you found it. So thank you. I know you love our residents. You're gonna love them more after you leave. I'm not gonna even say where you're going, but you're gonna love them more. The other day I texted him on a Saturday because I saw something and I sent it. And he's like, oh, you were somewhere. You were at a conference or something. You had gone away for the weekend?
Correct, a retreat.
So he answered on Monday and he's like, I'm sorry I didn't see this, but we'll take care of it. And I said, you're not gonna have those weekends off at your new place. So I hope you enjoyed it because there's no weekends off there.
I know.
But we're very, very proud of you and happy for you and your family. We know that the challenge is something you're up to taking. So congratulations. We will miss you. I'm sure your department will miss you. And we look forward to your future successes. And as Seda said, this is not goodbye. Hopefully it's a see you later.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else?
I just want to say something real quick. I was also very sad to hear of you leaving, but it's a great opportunity, and I think that people, when we care about people, we're happy for that. So I'm extremely happy for you, for your family. You're a true professional. Honestly, I know we have great departments, and we have the best departments in all of the county, yours included, and you have great staff. You were always responsive. Your team is very professional and responsive, and we're definitely going to miss that. I'm sure that whoever's also coming in will do the same, and they've definitely got big shoes to fill, but I really hope that you still come around and that you don't forget about us.
Never.
And I wish you the best of luck. Honestly, we're losing a very, very, very good person, but I know that you're going to make a difference wherever you go, and you're going to be successful as well. So wishing you the best of luck.
Thank you.
Council.
Thank you, Mayor. Well, I also had the chance I met Edgar about 10 years ago now, when I actually started working here as well. And let me tell you, for the same person that I met 10 years ago is the same person that we have in front of us. Always very responsible, very likable. I never actually saw you with, like a bad face or bad attitude, regardless of the moment. So I want to congratulate you for that. I know you will do great. We're all going to miss you here, that's for sure. But as you heard from the city manager, from the mayor, you never know. Things, it's part of life. And life is a cycle. We might see you again in the future. Mm-hmm. But when it comes to our staff, I think you're a truly example of what we always like to see here in the city of Doral. It's all about customer service. Regardless of the answer that the resident or the business owners might get, you always providing the answer, and you always very attentive. So that's something that sometimes hard to find in the public sector. But it's something that we're actually getting better and better thanks to having people like you as part of our city. So I want to thank you for your service. I know you have a great future. You have a beautiful family too. So we're gonna see you around anyway. So
Yes.
thank you. Thank you, Edgar.
Appreciate it, thank you.
You have a comment?
Councilwoman?
Yes. So I've also seen you develop and be promoted. So I want to say that, it's always hard to lose someone that has been so influential and has been such a part of our history. But we can't be selfish and we have to let you grow, and professional growth is super important. And I know this will benefit you, the city that you're going to, and your family. So I can only wish you the best of luck, and you always will have a home here.
Thank you, Councilwoman.
Thank you.
All right, anybody else? Councilwoman Cabral?
Thank you. Congratulations. I'm very happy for you. Sure that we're gonna miss you. I mean, I know you since Adam was here and dealing with a few things when I was just the president of my association as a resident. And I'm glad that God gave me the opportunity to be part of your growth. And among all of that, for me, the best thing was seeing you this weekend. So congratulations on that. I know that that's a big step.
Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. God bless. I think we're gonna do a picture. Yes? Okay, we're gonna go down. We'll do a picture with us and with the directors and then with your team.
It's about to end. Oh, like literally 5 minutes or less. Right after this.
Bless you. Rita, Laz, Aaron. Okay, hold on. So, okay. All right, everyone look straight ahead. Got it, ladies? Monica, you wanna come back here? I got it. You got it? You got it? Yeah, I got it. Okay, and now with his team.
The team is a little less. a shift. Shift a little bit. This way. 3 steps this way.
This way. Okay, and then take a step out so that I can see him. I don't see his face. No, not you. Him. Behind Danny. You. There we go. Ready? Thank you, guys. Love you, Edgar. We gotta get going. All right.
Thank you, Mayor. That concludes my manager's comments.
I would hope so. Jesus. Okay, city attorney's report.
I really have nothing to report, but I do want to add just a few comments on Edgar. I've worked with him for a year and a half.
Lorenzo, you
yeah,
should have
you-
said something, man.
Well, it was I wanted to wait for, I had a report, so I just figured I'd say it. No, because Connie's going to be the last. She's going to finish up. No, I just want to say, Edgar, congratulations on where you're going. In the year and a half that I've known you and I've been working with you, you are a true professional. Your ethics are above board, like nothing I've really ever seen. You're always level-headed, and you're always thinking what is the right thing to do. So always continue to do that. And those are my comments.
And thank you again, everyone, for the kind gesture. This was a lot more ceremonial than I'm used to, but it makes my decision to leave that much more bittersweet. But thank you all so much.
And wait, you got one more. You got one more.
All right. All right. City attorney's report is exhausted. City clerk, you're going to say something to
Of
Edgar
course I
now
am.
too, right? All right. Well, I was going to
Today
say.
I will. Edgar, all I have to say is they're very lucky to have you where you're going. That's really all I have to say. And we'll miss you, and you know, we go way back. So best of luck.
Thank you, Connie. I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. Anything else on the reports? I believe that exhausts our morning agenda. I need a motion to recess.
Motion.
Motion to recess till 6 p.m. by Councilwoman Reynoso.
Second.
Second by Councilman Pinedo. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right. We'll see you back at 6 p.m.
I have to see now. I have a few meetings that I have to go to. But what? I'm leaving. I'm gonna have eggs Benedict.